joining us. Just in the kitchen today, we have Laura and Maria in the kitchen. Okay, hi girls.
Hi.
Do you hear that little timid eye? So it's been fantastic last week. So many of you made flavoured ice cream. So put your thumbs up if you made the flavoured ice cream. That would be great. Let us know that you're here. Give us a wave, give us a hello. And we're only on the page today. We have tried doing streaming into both the group and the page. We feel that we've got a little bit more work to do, a little bit more talking to our provider who helps us with that. And so today we just thought, you know what, let's go to the page. So how are we doing, Laura? Are people starting to join us?
Yeah, there's quite a few familiar names.
Fantastic.
Lots of followers and mornings.
Well, as per usual, we've got lots of things to do in the kitchen today. Everything's easy. You know, I'm all about making it easy. It's not the professional way. It's about making it easy for you so that you can give it to your family and friends and they go, wow. That's all we want, isn't it? We just want our family and friends to be happy and be impressed about what you can make. So today we're making meringue kisses. We're making meringue kisses. I don't know if you can see those. Yeah. So we've just done those in different colours. And I've also got meringues in the oven as well. I've put something a little bit different in the oven, so I'm hoping they're going to be ready in about half an hour. But they are quite large, so they might take a little bit longer. Okay, so we're going to do these meringues later. We're just going to start putting our cake together and a few other bits together first. In fact, I actually don't know what we're going to do. You know what? We're just going to go with it. So I'm just going to go with it and see how it goes. So one of the things that it's about colours. I've been telling you about the fractal range of colours. These are a great range of colours. Have you got them all on there, Laura? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
These are a great range of colours, and I think that's all of them. We're missing one or two because we're out of stock, aren't we? I think we're out of stock of 3. And did we bring black? No? Oh, we're not. Oh, we're out of stock of black. So we're out of stock of black and one of the yellows, one of the bright vivid yellow, and another one I think. But anyhow, these are great. So if you guys have followed a halal diet or you're vegetarian, vegan, then these are completely safe to eat. They don't have the little tube on that I like that comes with the Colour Splash range, the little dropper. Yeah. So either way, but the good thing is you can squirt a little drop out. So I just thought I would tell you about those. We're going to use the Colour Splash range today, so I'm just going to get these out of the way, but I just wanted to let you know about them because they're great gels and they really are very, very vivid. We are going to use one, we're going to use white, and I'm going to talk to you about that later. So let me just get all these out of the way a moment. Open up a window, taking some air in here. Right, okay then. So we're going to first of all make our meringue kisses. Are we on here, Laura? Sorry. We're going to make our meringue kisses really very, very easy. One of the important things you must have when you're making a meringue is you must have a clean mixing bowl. So your bowl must be clean. So when I say clean, it's not just washed. You've rinsed it out in boiling water because we always make buttercream in a mixing bowl and sometimes it does leave a residue. The best way is to have them in your dishwasher if that really cleans them up, and then dry them and use those. But what we're going to do today is we're going to make the meringue kisses and we're going to make it the most easiest way possible. So I'm just going to use this bowl and we're going to crack open 6 large eggs. So I've got 2 bowls here. Maria, are you ready?
Yes.
So we've got 2 bowls here. And all we're going to do is, can you see under there, Laura?
Yeah, perfect.
So all we're going to do is break the egg. Okay, there's different ways of breaking eggs. You can make them like a mess, like me. You can drop it into your hand, which is the way I prefer to do it. Okay, some of you can save the egg white to make your lemon curd with. I've still not ventured down there yet to make lemon curd. I did have a sneaky look at the recipe yesterday and I thought, oh, that's easy enough, isn't it? So I will make sure that we have them. But today we're going to be wasting our yolks. I have got a piece of shell in there, don't worry, we'll get that out in a minute. So I am aware it's there. So 6 large eggs. Now some of you use separators. Some of you go from shell to shell. Just do it your own way. It doesn't have to be my way. Just do your own way. Does anybody know how many eggs I've used? I think I've used 4. Well done, Ryan. Glad you're watching. It's bad, isn't it? I can't count. That's because I talk at the same time. I can't do 2 things at once sometimes when I'm talking. So, you're all enjoying the group, which is fantastic. I'm really pleased about that. The group is absolutely flying. We're back over here, yeah. The group is absolutely flying. And if you're not a member of the group, it's the Sugar and Crumbs All About Cake Community Group. And if you're not a member, and if you are a member, I'll just repeat what the group is for. It's a group that I've set up to help promote Sugar and Crumbs, okay? And it's to help promote the products that we sell. It's to help promote those people whose products we believe in, people who come and demonstrate on our Facebook Lives with their products. So anything that we sell regarding other brands, those are the brands that we are supporting, okay? And those are the brands that we want to talk about in the group. So that's what Sugar and Crumbs is about. All about cake, absolutely. You know what, let's talk about cake, let's answer your questions. I'll throw those eggs away in a minute. I'm just going to wash my hands a moment. Let's answer your questions about cake and then community. It's about being a community. I don't know the answer to every question. I don't know the answer to every question, never am I going to know, I'm not a professional baker, but the good thing is there's a really good community spirit on there and people do genuinely want to help people. So that's what the community bit is. It's about being positive, it's about helping the newbies, it's helping the people who've got no idea, it's about helping the people who are the hobbyists. And you know what, even the professionals have learned something, which is great. I love that when a professional comes on and goes, you know what, I've been baking 20 years and I never knew that. So that's fantastic for us. So we've got our eggs there, and I am just going to find a shell, and I'm sure, I've got to take my glasses off for this one, sorry. I'm sure there was a little bit of shell in there, so can't find them now. Use your shell to get out any broken bits of egg shell that goes in. Okay, because I don't know whether you know, eggshell is got a magnetic effect, and what it'll do, it'll attract it. If you've dropped in any eggshell into your egg white, the shell will actually find it and pick it up. I don't mean go swimming around for it, but it does get it a lot quicker than getting it with a spoon. So I've either got it out before, or it's there, but you know what, we're going to have to look at it now. Right, so we're going over to this side of the kitchen. And we're going to pop that into the egg mix, into the mixer. Get rid of the bowl. With your bowls as well, because you're using egg all the time, wash them before you put them in the dishwasher, if that makes sense. So I'm going to put the mixer on just for a few minutes and build that up. I'm going to put it on to medium speed, and then we're going to get our flavoured icing sugar. So the flavour of choice today is vanilla latte. If you've not tried it, it's amazing. Makes delicious ice cream as well. It makes delicious anything. I don't use a lot of the flavoured icing sugars in the sponge because I like to use make it in the buttercream and let the buttercream do all the work. But when I do use it in a sponge, this is one of the flavours that I do like. And I tend not to make any buttercream. So if I make a sponge with this, I just make it with this, I let the sponge come out the oven, I get a few more tablespoons of the flavoured icing sugar, add some warm water to it, make it to a nice thick paste, colour it in a caramel, drizzle it all over the one layer sponge and let that set, and then I have a slice of that, and that is delicious. No buttercream, nothing else, just sponge and the icing. So we're just going to put the bowl on here, and we need 300 grams of flavoured icing sugar. You don't have to use the vanilla latte, use any flavour that you like. So we want 300 grams. And because I've opened the window, you're going to see that the air is coming in. It's blown my icing sugar. Now this is the only 2 ingredients you need, okay? Don't need anything else, just those 2 ingredients. If you want to make a small batch, we're making a big batch. If you want to make a small batch, use 2 eggs, 2 large egg whites, and 100 grams of flavoured icing sugar. But I want to make a big batch and you'll see why shortly. Laura's in, shall I have a clean cloth? Clean up as we go. Right, so we're back to the mixer. Sorry about the noise of the mixer, nothing I can do about that. So, we're going to have the mixer on there. You can turn it around right there. So we're going to have the mixer on so it becomes nice and, well, for the peak. Let's just take it. Yeah, so it's nice and stiff. Yeah, that's how you want it. Now this is the bit that's going to take the longest time. So what we've got to do is now we've got to put this in. We're going to put a large tablespoon in. I'm just going to pull. Yeah, and then you've just got to make sure that it's incorporated. So you make sure it's incorporated. Turn the mixer up, and one more, one at a time. Let it go in, make sure it's incorporated. Sorry, you're going to have to watch it. And you turn this on to full speed as well. I'm just sticking at one side of the bowl, probably because that's where I'm putting it in. How are we doing, Laura, for Georgia? Got a shout a few of those?
Yeah, so we've got Deb Bowditch, Lucy Fort, Deborah Wynne, Valerie Swarbrick, Jackie Richards, Chris Holland, Pat Riley, of course, Karen Place, Geraldine Kisby, so lots of, Gillian Sampson, lots of familiar names.
Brilliant. I'm getting a newbies with us. Hello, everybody. So we're back over here.
Yeah. So Ramaya said when you were talking about the community, it's not a group, it's a family.
That's what we like. I like that. Shall I change the name? The All About Cake Family. It does have a really nice feel, the group. Very positive. I'm just going to keep putting this in. This is the easiest meringue dish you'll make. Sorry, we have to wait a little bit. I'm making a mess here. Not as much mess as, how do we say name?
Vedia.
Vedia on Monday, Friday. We've had some mess in this kitchen, but that was a cracker. And we've invited her back. She's such a great fun girl. Did you enjoy Monday, everybody? Is anybody having a go at making those flowers? I'm certainly going to try and have a go. At time. And who's been making the ice cream?
I've seen loads of people on the community making ice cream.
That ice cream is so good. You know what Maria did? We're looking at that. Can you see me on that now? I'm talking. You know what Maria did? She took her ice cream home and hid it from her boyfriend. Maria. That's how bad it was. She went and hid it because he doesn't like vegetables. She put it in the freezer where she keeps her frozen vegetables and put frozen vegetables on top of it and hid it. Okay? And John loves it. He has it every night. So Not now, we've got none left, but you had some every night. We finished the last portion last night. You get an icing sugar in face.
Yeah.
No, I didn't think it. Is your boyfriend watching it? Hello! Maria's boyfriend! Just drop her in it. So the last bit, so you can see how nice and glossy it's going. Just going to drop the last bit in. Just let me show you now. It should be really nice and glossy. Okay, so you can see that nice stiff peak. Just going to scrape it down. Now, the secret to this now is you need to mix it for another 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah? So that everything is incorporated. And that is it to the meringues. Really, that's as simple as it is. No messing about with any other ingredients. This is what we're doing. So we're just going to turn that on. Then we're going to stay over here because on the group last night, a few people were asking about the super white, the Sugar Flare super white, and about getting their butter nice and white. Personally, for me, how I get mine as white as I can, it still does have a yellow tinge. Okay, so that's why that mixes on. We're just going to put in 500 grams of butter. We're going to get the mixer on, so we're going to have more noise now. There's two rain, you can go away, you're fine. Right, get that on, and we're going to use this bad boy. Let me get some more sugar. Where I put the sugar there. So the super white, if you're going to use the super white or the extra white from Sugar Flare, it's an amazing product. Now a lot of you are just going to get it by the powder and throw the powder in. Don't. That makes it quite grainy. What you need to do is make it up into a thick paste. Okay, so put about half a teaspoon to a teaspoon in, depending on how much butter you're going to make. Add hot water to it. Well, not boiling hot, but cool boiled water to it. Mix it up into a really nice thick paste, then loosen it up a little bit more, and then pour it into your buttercream and really mix it in. So what I thought is that we have a white colour from Fractal, and today, so let me put this on. So what I thought is I'd show you that I put the white into the buttercream. So can you see how lovely and white that is? That's lovely, isn't it? So for those of you who want to make it really white, and make it a bit more simple, you could use the white Fractal colour. And that's really nice and white. Yeah, can you see that colour on there? Great. So that's what we're going to make now. So we're just going to mix this. So does anyone want to ask any questions while we've got all this noise going on? Sorry guys, but it's all about baking in the kitchen. I have got a big mouth, so I'll shout as loud as I can. So feel free to ask anything you want.
There's no questions yet, just a few different flavours of ice cream that's been made.
Oh yeah.
So Lucy Foot says she had Jaffa Twist ice cream with cake scraps
Oh, I bet that was good.
last night.
Yeah.
Turkish delight ice cream.
Yeah.
Irish Shuttleworth made that.
Yeah.
And then Jane Temple said Millie took some pink lemonade, sugar and crumbs icing sugar in a small food bag to school for a baked Alaska. You can imagine how dodgy that looks.
Right, okay. So what I normally do is I normally beat the butter until it's as white as possible. So I've just scraped it down at the moment. Okay, so I think you've just seen that what I've done. So I've just scraped the butter down. Now I only use value butter because we're using the flavoured icing sugars. I don't really see the need to use any premium butter. So I just use a value butter. We're going to put this on the mixer again. Just have a little bit more noise. I have to excuse these balls. The glass balls are really difficult to get on the mixer. Just 1 second. There it is. I'll just give that a blast again. The icing sugar. So when you have the icing sugar, I do use full strength. I know a lot of you dilute it. It really is up to you, you know, it really doesn't matter. Sometimes I'm just lazy and I just use full strength. Other times I dilute it, but I do dilute it when I'm using the Russian piping tip, only because of the amount of flours that you're going to put on there. So we're chopping this into the mixer now. Just 1 second. Get a touch on the knife. So we're just chopping this icing sugar into the butter. And the reason we're doing that is so that we don't get a cloud of butter all over my kitchen. We can make enough mess on our own. We are going to use this butter, by the way. We're going to crumb coat the dummy today. Just going to add a little drop of boiling water. Now you can add boiling water, condensed milk, cream, or normal milk. It's entirely up to you. If you use water, you can save it. Sorry, I'm having a fight with the mixture again. Just pulse it.
Sam Smith, so Sam Smith's the star of the video of the Facebook Live, but as Nikki's confirmed, you can catch up on it. When we've finished the whole Facebook Live will be pinned to the Facebook page, and then it also gets uploaded to YouTube as well, normally by the end of the week.
So just pulsating that in around. I want to make sure you've got your own baking pot that you're baking, not the general purpose one that you use for cleaning your pot. Just make sure it's the one that you have for your own bits and bobs. So there we go. So I'm going to put that on full blast. When we made buttercream is, we made buttercream with our grandma, and she would stick a slab of butter in, usually Lurpak, then throw in the icing sugar, give it a quick mix, and then that was the end of it. But really, you do need to mix it. So. Yellow colour, so it is going white. Personally, I don't change the colour. I just leave it this colour, and I'm quite happy with it. But some people want it really white, so I just thought, you know what, then let's use the white colouring. And this is a gel colouring. Okay, it's not a paint. I'm going to try and mix it in the bowl because I'm not fighting with this bowl anymore. The reason I've done it in a glass one is so that you can see it from all sides. And then what we're going to do then is, we're going to use the
Can you just hold that up to the camera again for us, Carol?
Which one?
In front of the bowl, please, just so everyone
This
can
one?
see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Down. I can't see it that high.
Which one?
Yes.
Where can you see it?
Yes, just in front. Yeah.
Can you see it there, Maria? No, I can't do it.
Sorry.
Okay, can you take from that?
Yeah, it's a fractal Snow White, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
White snow. Snow White?
Yeah.
White snow.
It's called White Snow, which is unusual because I would say Snow
Snow
White.
White.
But maybe they might get in trouble off Disney. Who knows if they use White Snow. So we're going to give this a really good squirt. So I think Maria can see in there, and whether you guys can see in there. So I'm going to give it a really good squirt. There's loads in here, don't worry. Right. And then we're going to put the mixer back on. We're just going to let that do its job. So you'll see it's a yellow colour, and it should start changing to a more white colour. Okay? Right, then when we've done that, let me just check my meringues in the oven. So while you're not watching that, guys, I just want to check my meringues in the oven, so then I can have the oven back. Just 1 second. We're going to prepare our trays. Laura, go back here for a moment. So parchment paper, what do I do with that? So parchment paper, you can buy this in any supermarket, okay? And all we're going to do is cut it to the tray size. So the noise will all stop shortly in the mixers, so sorry guys, but you know, if you want to learn, we may as well do it live as it is.
Rameya's just said, if you mix them around for so long, does it not break down?
No, not this recipe. This recipe is so easy, so good, don't worry about it. Just do as I say, and you'll be fine. I thought that myself, because I've done other recipes where you have a pinch of salt, a bit of bicarb, something else, messing around with it, but these are the little meringue kisses. And this one we're just going to feed the living daylight on it, which is egg white and flavoured icing sugar. So we've got those on there. I'll cover those up. Put those on in a minute. Check our buttercream.
So Nikki Shedlin's just said, after the stiff peak stage, egg whites will start to look grainy and dull. They will eventually collapse back on themselves. However, sugar stabilises the egg whites. If you're making meringue or anything where sugar's been added during whipping, you don't have to worry about overbeating them as much.
Well done, Nikki.
So there you go.
To myself. There you go. There's always one who knows how to say it properly. Well done, Nikki. There you go. That saved me telling you that because I knew all that, you know. And if you believe that, you believe anything. I did know it wasn't a problem. I just didn't know all the nice words that go with it. So, right, here's our lovely white buttercream. So what do you think? There you go. And we're going to use that later, and that was just using the white snow colouring. Are you happy with that, guys?
Yeah.
And obviously if you want it even whiter, I suppose you could put the whole tube in, but I really don't think you need it any whiter than that. So we're going to use that shortly, yeah? Our egg white is done. So we're back on this camera, Laura?
Yep.
So our egg white is done, and I'll just get myself a clean spatula. So what we do is, there's loads here, okay. In fairness, if you're going to make meringue kisses, you only need to do the 2-egg mixture. But because I want to show you other things today, you know I'm never here for 15 minutes. I like to come on and bore you all for 2 hours. But So let's get this going. So 1 second. There we go. So the background here, peace in the kitchen again, crikey. Right, okay, sorry Maria, which way would you like to go? Where would you like to be? Yeah, right. So what we're going to do now is prepare your bags. Yeah, so we need some piping bags. So prepare your bags. Normally, you would use these nice big blue ones. Yeah, because you'd use these because you want to make loads of them. But because we're going to do different things and we want different colours, okay, all we're going to do is break up a few small ones. Laura, there's one thing that I forgot. Would you mind getting me out a flat, in the second drawer down, a small white plate? That'd be super. Okay, and then what we're going to do on here is we're just going to put a little bit of the gel on. This is just our, going to need a bit. So I'm just going to do a few little ones just to show you how to do the stripe effect on the bag. And I'll just show you a few different ways. I think we'll do a yellow here as well. And sorry Laura, I need to ask you one more thing. Can you get a mug out please? And just put some cold water in it. And I just need the kitchen roll. So you get your bag, and the only reason I want a mug of water is just so I can wash my brush. So I only need a little bit. How much have I got, Laura? A cup. Half a cup.
Didn't know that's what it was for.
Okay, so you get your piping bag. We're not putting a nozzle in at this stage, okay? We don't need a nozzle at the moment. So one of the ways that you can pipe your bag is, and it's got to be less is more, and I've done the same mistake today. I put too much colour in the bag, so you just need to have a little bit, and it's that little you can't see it. So let's just start with this colour. So we're just going to start with this colour there, so you can see that I'm dabbing it on my brush. Can you see that there, Laura? Yeah. Okay. And then all we're going to do is we're going to go down to the bottom of the bag, yeah, and we're just going to brush it. You see I'm not putting the brush in again, in the pink. I'm using what's on the brush.
Drop your hand up
there, sorry.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so just gonna I just dipped it in the brush again, in the gel again. And just use as much as you can off the brush. There. So we'll have that one. We're going to wash our brush. Get a couple of bags ready. This is the blue, so just, and if you can, before you go down to the bottom of the bag, because that's where most of the colour is. Can you see that there, Laura? Sorry, I was pulling the bag again. It's so easy when you're doing this live. Do you know what, you forget, and then you end up, when you're in the kitchen yourself, you have to look at things closely, and then I forget that I've got you as an audience to show things to. So we're just going to wash that brush. Did you get that in there, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, this one again. In fact, what I'll do is I'll start putting the meringue in. So we'll just wait here a minute. I'll start putting the meringue in. If I pull it under here now, that colour that you couldn't see in the bag before you'll start to see. Yeah, because we only want a light colour. So some of you will go very heavy-handed. Can you see the colour there? So when I cut this bag in a minute, it'll start to go down. So let's get the blue in, and we'll do a few more colours. Again, just squeeze this down. So you saw how very little blue that we used come straight out. Couldn't even see it in the bag before. I'm just going to put that on there. And Laura, sorry, can you just pass me my cloth then, please? Thank you. Yeah, so I wonder if the sale of cream went up last week and the drop in ice cream went down because you were all busy making your own. But that condensed milk factory was wondering what the hell was going on. So some of you will see that I've got some gorgeous cakes in the background, and the reason I put them there is that I do this little session on a Thursday, and mine is aimed at the hobbyists, people who are just starting out, making things easy. In fact, people who do bake, but you know what, they don't want to do things a difficult way. Did anybody see what I did with my paintbrush?
It's there.
Is it there? Right, brilliant. Okay, so I do things like the easy way, but what I thought I'd do is that I thought I'd bring out a couple of cakes that I've done when I've been on classes, and these are people who support Sugar and Crumbs as well. These are professional people. So these are two classes that I went on by Christina Ludlam, and she's got the Cakey Bakey School, Sugarcraft School of Art. Well worth the investment. You know, this one was a 2-day class, this one, so I think it was about £200 that class, but definitely well worth. This one here was a much cheaper class. It was a 1 day, so it was 100 and something. And then this one here is by the Queen of Heart girls, Valerie and Christina, the Queen of Heart girls from the Couture Cakes. And they're brilliant girls. They were on before Christmas. And I wanted to tell you about them because they've got a class in Liverpool. So for all you people who are local, the girls have got 2 classes on in Liverpool. I can give you the link afterwards. I have posted it before, but I think Maria's, I think we can put it on afterwards anyhow. But they're over in Litherland on the 30th of June, and they're doing a cupcake class, okay? And then on the 1st of July, they're doing a free tier cake class. And if anybody is going to that, I'll be there. I'm going as well. So I've just done this in the green. I'll be there as well. I think it's about £175, £179. But you know, for you guys who want to go a little bit more serious, up your game, you know, not just all about carrot, sugar and crumbs the easy way, you know, let's up our game a little bit. And you know what, invest in some quality classes. It's well worth it. And the ladies that I'm talking about, you know what, they're great tutors. They're there. They will help you with every step of the way. So I just wanted to tell you about that. I've also put the link to our own classes because in September, we've got Natalie Porter coming. She's here on the 2nd, it's either the 1st and the 2nd or the 2nd and the 3rd. Is it the 1st and the 2nd of September? So you can book on her class. It's here in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. Not this kitchen, but it's here anyhow. So that's well worth the investment. And I've also got some fancy cakes coming as well in October. She's here for 3 days. She's doing 3 different classes. The bride and groom, the Bollywood dancer, which is amazing. And you know, if you don't want her to be a Bollywood dancer, she could be any dancer. You can make her into a Spanish dancer, you can make her into a lady doing the waltz or something like that. Absolutely fantastic. And she's also doing a hand-painted rose cake as well, a 2-tier one, which is brilliant. So those are classes. Those classes on our website, they only show you the price of 50%. So don't think you've paid, you'll have only paid 50%, and then we ask you to pay the other 50% nearer the time. So if you're thinking of upping your game, you know, do seriously consider those classes. So we've got the girl in Liverpool, we've got Christina Ludlam, and we've got Natalie Porter. and Zoe Fancy, Zoe Hopkins from Zoe Fancy Cakes. So I've done pink, which one we've got to do? We've got to do the yellow. So we're just doing a few of these. So you can see just a tiny bit. In fact, there's far too, when we put the cream in here in a minute, you're going to see there's far too much. So, Laura, is there any chance you could just open the oven and turn it off for a moment? But just leave the oven slightly ajar, please. Yep, there's one of the other ones as well. Yeah, so we've got the yellow, and then we've got one more to do. What have we got? We've got green, blue, the violet. Is that one? Yep, super. I'm glad you're paying attention, Maria. So I know quite a few girls are coming to the Natalie Porter one, which is the rose wreath one. I think that's the 1st of September. She's then doing buds and fillers, which is excellent. You know what? There's no point having just a rose if you're not going to learn all the other bits as well. And Natalie makes it so easy for you. So we're just going to just do this. So sorry, just up the bag. So just stripe it up the bag. Put that in there. So this is staying light and fluffy. It's not going back to egg liquid at all. I'll show you the bowl in a minute. Okay. And then you can see our colours there. Yeah, that's what we're going to use. Let me just get this out of the way a moment. Let me just check these that are in the oven. Right, those ones are not ready yet.
Yeah, so Sam Fulmer's just saying she wishes there was some classes near her, but like Shelley Walkinson said, it's worth checking their website because they do travel around and go to various locations, so it's worth keeping an eye on it.
We want you to come here.
Well, of course.
It's well worth it, you know. You can get a Premier in really very reasonable, and they're in Stockport as well. But anyhow, we wanted to come here, but those girls are well worth following around. They are, certainly are. Right, so here we are. We're going to do our. So what we're going to do is we're not having a nozzle, so we're just going to cut the end off, and I'm just going to cut it off here because we only want little meringue kisses. I'm just going to do a few of each. So I'm not very good at piping these, so wait a minute. Oops, air in the bag. Let's just get those out of the way a minute. Do a couple of these. Now, the one thing I'm not good at is doing little round things, but you know what, some of you are going to be better than this. So you can see that colour, how much tiny colour we put in and how vibrant it is coming out. You only need just a bit.
So Carol Fowler's just said, can you do the same colour method with buttercream? Absolutely. It's, yeah, really easy to do in the piping bag.
I'm going to do this on here. Do the blue. Good. It's come out. Cut my bag a bit funny. Didn't cut it on. I didn't cut it straight. It serves me right. So we're not using these. These are ones that are just going to go in the oven now. You can use these for anything you want. So we're just going to put those in the oven. I'm going to take the ones I did earlier out of the oven. So the ones I did earlier are those, which I'm going to show you now. So we did meringue kisses. Let me just show you those. So I did these this morning in the other kitchen, and I'm going to quickly show you what we're going to do with them. So let me go and put these somewhere to cool down a moment. I'm going to quickly put these together. Just 1 second. So, these are the ones that I did last night. You see I've got better tops on these, but I'm not very good at doing the little round lobby things. So those come with practice, but did these last night. They taste nice as well. Just break into them. Some of them are cooked a bit longer. Some are very yummy. Some are crunchy. Some are crunchy. And some are chewy. The ones that have stayed in longer are crunchy. Go on, Maria. I know you're dying to.
Can I?
Yeah, of course you can. Use as many as you want. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to use our bowl. So, see how we got this one here? So, we're just going to cut this off. And then I have prepared a bag with the nozzle in. And we're just going to slip that in there. Okay? So we're just going to slip that in there. And this is how you should use your Russian piping tips when you want to swap nozzles. Because you know I don't believe in the coupler because it's a waste of time. So just put your Russian flour nozzle, nifty nozzle in there. Okay, then your buttercream in there, cut the end off, drop it in, make sure that it drops into the tube and it doesn't go to the bottom because you don't want everything not being able to come out because the piping bag is in there. So we're just going to, how far on the camera can you see that? Is that better?
Yeah, that's fine. Just a quick question, how long in the oven and at what temperature?
Right, they're 100 on a fan assisted oven, which is about 1-2 on a gas, okay? And I think on a normal oven it's 200, yeah? And I've just need to just do a little bit of buttercream, sorry, a minute, just not buttercream, a bit of meringue.
And how long would you leave them in for?
You're going to leave them in for, depending on how big you make them, you're going to leave them in for 45 minutes to an hour, okay? Depending on how big you leave them, but I'll show you how you know that they're done. So just let me just add some green to this a minute. Maria, can you just do me a favour? I've just dropped the blob of that on the floor there. Thanks. So I'm just going to put some green on here. Sorry, I need this for my leaf. So we're just going to mix in the green, which I don't know where the green went to. There it is. But I've lost the green there, I'm not cracking. Got a decent blob in there. Just going to mix the green. Just going to put a bit more. Going to add a bit more green. 1 second. I'm using the line from the Colour Splash range. Right, so I need the piping bag with our nozzle in. I thought I prepared one, yes I did. So we're going to use you can either use the 352 or the 366 Wilton. They're on our site. Put them in the wish list, well Maria's put them in the wish list this morning. The recipe is half done. So I think I've made it live and it's meringue kisses the easy way. So the very easy way I think, but I've just not added any pictures yet and I don't think I've finished the method. But as soon as this live finishes, it will be on the website. You all know how to get to the recipe website. If you don't, it's on the back of each bag of icing sugar, and it's called www.sugarandcrumbsmixingitup.com. Even if you just write into Google sugar and crumbs mixing it up, it will find it for you. Yeah. So we've done that. So we're going to do our rose swirls. Yeah. So I'm just hoping the colour's going to come out. So I think I may have overbeat this a little bit because it's quite aerated. So just going to take this bag out. I'll drop the pink in. That's a good thing. Do you see what I did there? Took that bag out, drop the pink in. Yeah. I think I got a bit giddy, girls, and overbeat this. So, sorry. And all we're going to do is we're just going to push some leaves in. Do you know which nozzle I think I forgot to bring in? The rose twist. Does anybody want to run and get it? I'm just going to put these in the oven. 1 second.
So Paula Flynn said, which part of the oven do you use? Bottom, middle or top?
Both.
Both.
Both. I've got 2 trays in, so both. Maria's just gone to get the rose twist nozzle. 1 second. And then what else we're going to do is we are going to put some of this buttercream in. Let me see. Put some of it, not buttercream, I keep calling it buttercream. We'll put some of this meringue mix in here. I'm sure I've overwhipped this, so I think I might have left it more than 10 minutes while I was doing my butter, because you'll see the other ones that I made this morning aren't as aerated as this. But the good thing, when we go live, I don't hide anything, I tell you about it. So what I'm going to do now is the green from here, I'm just going to squeeze into this bag, into here, and we'll use this up. I'm going to mix that in there. You grab it, yeah. Yeah, see, I've got the air rolls. So I've got the air bubbles out now. And then here, there's another spatula. So we're going to do pink. Let's do the pink. That's going to go in there. Just hang on a minute, Maria. I'm going to do the pink. And where's the pink colour? There it is. Just add a bit more pink in there. The pleasure of doing everything live is, and those people who are new, those people who follow me every week just knows how it goes. You know what, this is how it is. This is what's going to happen in your kitchen. So you know what, don't panic. Sorry, I've got hair in my hair. I've got the window open there. So just don't panic about it all. I don't. I know I look as though I'm panicking, but I'm not. So let's just clean up. Let's get the parchment paper. Now if you're going to use it straight onto one of these, just a little blob. Put your parchment paper on. And we're piping bag with the 1M in. And what we're going to do is I'm going to put half of this down here. I don't know whether you can see, Laura.
Yeah.
Can you see? Let me just get a spoon. We're going to get the green. I'm going to put the green on the other side. And then you're going to see what happens in a minute. The first few will come out pink, and then this should come out two-tone. Oops, sugar. There we go. So we're just going to do that. Let me just get this one off. Do a few little blobs. Get the ones out. They're your little secret ones to taste. So I'll get rid of that. And I have another piping bag with a little leaf in. This is just the small one. So we're just going to put, there's the leaf.
The colour's lovely. Colour combination.
Yeah, it's nice, that lime green. And you get those straight in the oven. Do you want me to turn it around?
No.
Super. You get those straight in the oven. Right, pass me my tea towel. Where have I got a tea towel now? There, Laura. Just 1 second. Any questions anybody need to ask?
Not that I've seen. Ella's just joined us. She says sorry she's late.
Who's this? Ella. Hi, Ella.
And Jennifer, I know a couple of people have already responded, but I know you've missed the start of the video. We're doing Meringue Kisses, and the full Facebook will be posted to the Facebook page when we're finished, and then also to YouTube by the end of the week, so you can catch up with everything that we've done.
So you'll also see that I've done some really big ones as well, okay? So they've been in. You know that they've done. Can you hear that little sound? Yeah. I'll tell you what I forgot to use, guys, which I used earlier. I forgot to use one of those. Take a bit longer to cook on these, but they're quite handy if you want to get your circles right. I used those this morning, and then I've washed it, brought it in here, and forgot to use it now. So let's get all the things that we've got there. That's hot. So I'll just put that over there a minute, and then I'm going to make some whipped cream. And I'm going to bring everything together. So where's that rose twist nozzle? Yeah. So let's do the rose twist. Just something a bit different. You've seen my daughter Laura use this one before, so I'm just going to get rid of that bowl. That can go, and then that can go, I think. Actually, I'll keep that. Right, wait a minute. Don't know what I'm going to do. Don't know what to do. Right, hang on. So, let's get this blue in here. And let's just mix this up a minute. Don't mess up, there's a bit of pink in it. Let's just mix it up.
I've got a few people saying they're struggling with the link to the shop. I'm assuming they mean from the Facebook page to the shop.
Oh right, yeah, they did used to have a shop on the Facebook page, and you used to go from Facebook, from our page, straight to the shop, but John's changed it straight to the group, which I'm not quite sure why he did that. So if you want the shop page, you need to be pressing, you need to go to Google, just pop in the word sugar and crumbs, it'll bring it straight up. Or if you want the full title, it's www.sugarandcrumbs.co.uk. John changed it last week, and I did say to him, I said, why have you changed it? But there you go. I don't know, it's what he's decided to do. Maybe if he's watching this because he is at work, he'll be able to tell us. Just 1 second. One moment. Did you say you brought in the rose twist nozzle?
Yes.
You did? Is it? Oh, there it is. Right, so the rose twist. Okay, this is one of the, again, the nozzles that we only talk about are the genuine Russian piping tips, which has been made in Russia by our partner, Alexander Lebedev. He came up with the original idea, and the name of his company, I don't know whether you can see that, Laura, very well.
Just about, it's just because of the reflection. Yes.
Okay, the name of his company is called Tulip Workshop. And that's his logo, and then on the other side he works with us, and it's Nifty Nozzles. So these are the genuine Russian piping tips, and we're using the rose twist. So.
I think we might have to convince John to put the shop link back on, looking at the comments from people.
Yeah, I've got to be honest, I don't know why John did that, but I'm sure I'm not going back to work today, but if John is not watching, but I'm sure he is somewhere,
I will pass on the feedback.
Laura will pass it back on. So we're going to cut this nozzle just so that you can you see?
Yes.
So just that's popping out. And we're going to pop on the blue all around the side. I think what it was, John was trying, people were struggling to find the group or didn't know how to find the group, so John just changed the button. But with Facebook you can only have one button, and that is you can either have your group, or you can have your shop, or you can have directions. You know, you can only choose one thing that you want. It'd be great if they did multiple buttons. So I'm just going to cut the end of this one off because we didn't use it, so I may as well use it in here. So you can see that yellow, you know, we only used a tiny bit of that yellow. Look how vivid that is. And this is the rose twist nozzle. It's great if you've got the Mrs. Whippy or the Viennetta, and this works exactly the same as you do with your Russian piping tips. And I'm going to just lift it on the side so that you can see. Is that a good way, an angle to see, Laura?
Just come down a little bit. Yes, that's perfect.
Okay, so we're going to squeeze and twist off. We're going to squeeze and twist off. Squeeze and twist off, squeeze and twist off. Yeah, and we've got the last little bit. Now this is where you'd want to use your blue bags when you want to do a lot, but I'm only just showing you that little bit there. So they're ready for the oven. So that's for the dishwasher. Just going to use up the rest of what's in here for some leaves. Have you all gone dizzy now?
Yeah.
Because Maria knocked it all and made you all dizzy
we're
again.
alright. We've just, I'm laughing at the, well, not laughing out loud, but smiling at the comments about John. He's on the naughty step apparently.
Yeah. I'll just make some smaller ones. These won't be done in time for today's session, but it's just to show you to make these for when you're putting your cake together. I made a couple earlier, but I wish I'd made more now, so that when we put our cake together, oh, run out of space. So Maria. Sorry, that was it. I don't know what that was. There you go. Right. I can't do it at all angles. Let's give you those, Laura, because I need to create some space so that all that can go. So guys, I'm just going to create some space here. Let's get rid of all this, get rid of all that, get rid of that. I'm going to take these things out of the oven, and then we're going to bring back all the ones that we made earlier. So we haven't used all the buttercream. We have got to get the mixture on it again in a minute for the fresh cream. So let me just get all that ready. So there you go, Laura. Stick all that in there. Could you just rewash my cloth again for me, please? There we go. So let's get these in the oven. There we go. Great. So just having a clean up. And then I'll get all the things that I made earlier. Those are the colours. I don't know whether you can see them there. You see them there?
No, they're too far down.
Right, okay, I'll push them up in a minute. You see them there? Can you see all them, Laura?
Yeah.
You sound convincing now, Laura. Right, okay then. So, Maria, do you want to start passing me those trays over there? Behind you, please.
How many egg whites was it that you used in the recipe?
Right, I used a bigger recipe, and I used 6 egg whites, and 300 grams of flavoured sugar. For a smaller recipe, you only want to be using 2 egg whites and 100 grams of the flavoured icing sugar. So these have just come out the oven. These are what I made earlier. So we'll just sit them on there. You know they're cooked because you take them out the oven, they just peel straight off to the parchment paper. So can you see this on this camera? Laura, which camera are we seeing? Cause
this one.
Can they see
I
this?
can't see the tray now, I can see the tray taken off.
So sorry, we just need to have a bit of a conversation, Laura and I, about which camera I'm
I can
on.
still see the other ones.
Yeah, I know, but I want you to see what I'm doing with them. So I'm going to have a couple of these. These are the ones I made this morning. Yeah. I thought you could see from that camera there. Right. So we just made some bigger ones as well. And then you see that one there? Can you see that?
Yeah.
That's special. That's mine. Thank you. He's a bit cheeky, and look at that, it's stuck on there, so he's mine as well. That's what I for those little ones. You know, I tried to make those little ones. Aren't these little roses cute? Can you see all them on there, Laura?
Yeah.
Do you like these little roses? Would like them?
There's thumbs ups and likes. No comments, but
No comments.
sure they all do.
Right, so as I said, they're perks, but they're for Maria and Laura then, because I've had two. There you go, Laura. And then these are the big ones. So I'm just going to put those on there. And all I did was just spoon those on. So I just used a big spoon, put those on. You see what we're going to make with them in a minute.
I like the giant cloud ones you get, aren't they?
That's right. Yeah. Right, so let's go back now to our buttercream and our dummy cake. So we need to amend the camera angle, do we? So while the girls, if you put it on here, the girls are just going to quickly amend the camera angle because we're going to work here, yeah? And I'm just going to get the cream. Right. So I'm just going to put the mixer back on again. Right, so because we're crumb coating the cake, I've just added a little bit more water to loosen it up. Okay, now this is the batch that I made earlier, but I've just had a little bit more water just to loosen it up for crumb coating, because I didn't know whether you really know that for crumb coating it shouldn't be as firm as when you're just using it for your cupcakes. The other thing is this is a different flavour, and I don't know whether any of you have thought about it before, but you know when you've got half a bag of something and half a bag of something else? Well, today I had half a bag of raspberry ripple and half a bag of orange zest. So I just put them together and now I've got raspberries and orange. And I don't think the girls have tasted it yet, but it tastes lovely. So you created your own flavour. So if any of you have got any half bags, you know what, put them together and make your own flavour combination. So if you wanted to, let me just think, you could do blueberry and vanilla. That would be really nice. You could put banana and banana and strawberries. Come on.
Llama.
Oh yeah, that's I don't need to do that because that's llama flavour anyhow. Maria, I thought you were so good then. But basically, you know, put some flavours together and have a play with them. Okay. So what we're going to do now is, I don't know, what can you see on here?
Yeah, I can see the whole cake.
You can see the whole cake.
Yeah.
Right, so we're doing a dummy cake just to make it easier. So we're just sticking that on there. So anyhow, so you'll, and we're doing a rough coat, okay? This is just to give you a little effect. So we're doing a rough coat, so let me just get that over there. We're doing a rough coat, so you can see that by making it a bit lighter, it's smoother to go on. So anybody who's watching, this is just so we can put an effect of cakes together. Yeah, so for your sponge, you just want a rough coat. I've not brought
strawberry.
Pardon?
Prosecco and strawberry.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Prosecco and strawberry, yes. So if you start rooting through your cupboards now, what you've got half bags, you could actually start making your own flavour combinations. You're thinking about it, but yeah, you'll all run into your cupboards after, won't you? Thinking, right, and then you'll be making ice cream with different flavour combinations.
Black cherry and chocolate.
Black cherry and chocolate. The only thing is it'll go white then. It'll go brown, sorry, because don't forget the milkshake is brown in colour, it won't be white.
It's like chocolate cherry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maria's right, you could use the chocolate cherry cocoa powder. So what we're doing is, I think, oh, I've got some smoothers there actually. So anybody who knows me knows I can't really crumb coat a cake very well. So you know when Harry and Meghan got married, I loved it, rustic, just how I like to crumb coat a cake, rough. and it looked really good. I know not all of you got the idea about it, but I actually thought it was really, really very good. So we're just putting this on here. And with this dummy, you could turn it either way. I've kept it the round edge way, but you can turn it any way you want. So we're just going for the rustic look. So anybody who knows me knows it's rustic all the way, not professional. And anybody who doesn't know me, you're just about to learn that I just do it the easy way. Now we should put 2 coats on this, but we're not going to, because it's only a dummy cake. And we're going to cover it all up with these little round kisses in a minute. In fact, I might have to actually. I need to put a thicker coat on. Sorry. Just let me put a thicker coat on, scraping half the bottom off. But this smells gorgeous, this orange and raspberry. Does anyone come up with any more ideas, Laura?
No. So we've got Elaine Hollow also lime and coconut, which we do already have.
Oh, yeah.
Coconut and lime.
We do coconut and lime, yeah. That's a flavour that doesn't sell very well, but it's delicious. You know, that you never hear anybody using the coconut and lime, but it's absolutely amazing flavour. And it's one that we're going to discontinue because people don't buy it. So what we've got left is the end, really. It's in the 8 bundle deal at the moment instead of the lime, I think. Unless, did it get changed back to you?
I can't remember.
So we're just rough coating this. Not doing the top. Just going to stick that on the top. Now if this was a real cake, you would have a cake board, so you'd dowel it, you'd have a cake board, and this would be on its own small cake board. But just remember, all we're doing is just putting some of these flowers together, that's all we're doing. So anybody who starts saying she's not doweled it, I don't need to, it's polystyrene, and nobody's going to eat this cake unless these two like polystyrene, and they've never told me they'd like that before. So do you girls like polystyrene?
No, thanks.
Not on it, is it?
Someone said please make a rum and raisin flavour.
I know, but we have made a rum and raisin. I have got the flavouring for it, but I just don't know whether it'd be a winner. You know the person I've got to bypass? I'd make loads of flavours, but it's John. And to be fair, the flavouring is so expensive, you know, it has to be worth it doing it. And I have got a sample to make to do it, and I have made it, but. And you know, Baileys and cream, I've got a sample of that as well. But there's other flavours that we're bringing it back for September, you know, because we do some winter flavours. So back in September will be apple crumble, creme brulee, toasted marshmallows, yeah, white chocolate, I think. We're going to bring, we never brought white chocolate out, but I think we're going to bring white chocolate out. And if John's listening, he wasn't aware of any of that. Don't always tell John everything. I just like him to think, let him think he's the boss now and again. But you know who is. He'll be going mad in the office now he's watching this. But he's not the boss. I only let him think he is. So again, just a rustic top. And then I'm just going to let this dry off for a minute. And then we're going to make some fresh cream for our flowers there. Right, so anybody who's watching, this is just a rough coat. Can't repeat it more than enough. You know, last week when I told you how to clean your whisks, and I said, oh, I'll do a little video. So I did a little video, and those who watch me really appreciate it. But you'll be amazed how many comments I got was as though I'd not cleaned my whisks, or I deliberately did that to them. And then I spent the whole day and next few days saying to everybody, no, it was the first time I put them in the dishwasher. They went like that, you know. And it's not with just my whisk, it's with any of the tools. Quite a few of the tools from other mixers will do the same, and some don't. But unfortunately, the whisk from the KitchenAid, that's what it does. So I'm just going to pull this out of the way a moment, and I'm going to let that dry. It's only rough, but it'll all come together. Right, so we'll go back over here. Maria, can you just pass me that bowl over there, please, that we've got ready? Under there, under the back on that. The one thing that you must do when you've made your meringue, make sure that you get your equipment in a hot bowl of water pretty rapid. Because what you're going to see now is, are you on that camera there, Laura?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So it's all right, Maria. So what you're going to see, we're here. So make sure that when you make your meringue, get the mixing stuff into the water rapid. Because I've left that on there, it's set. So I'm going to have to get the hot water on that to get that wiped off. Okay. So, and that will be the same for all your bowls because the meringue will set. So let me just get that clean. And then we're going to put in our cream again. So anybody who missed the ice cream recipe, this is very similar. So we're just going to put in our cream again. This is double cream. Get the icing sugar. 1 second. Spoons, Laura. In the sink. Oh, no, just 1 second. Just let me get a big spoon out a minute. So all we're going to do is just put in 2 large tablespoons. These are dessert spoons actually. I'll use the lemon. Use the lemon. Right, let's turn this up. Any comments, Laura? No? Everybody okay? Still watching with us? Yeah. You don't say a lot, do you lot? Let's turn this on full back. To dip a little squirt of the lemon in there. you overbeat it, okay, what I should have done is just saved a little bit of the cream. So if you just overbeat it, I'll just pour a little bit back in, and that'll bring it back. I'll pour a lot more in because I've really overbeat it. This is our cream. There we go. Get our piping bag. Or did I give you one in? Oh, that's here. Okay. So, take one of these big bags. And did I give you the scissors, Laura? Oh, no, they're here. No. Don't know what I gave Laura back. Sorry. Who's had that ring? Do you know, I showed somebody some peonies that were in my garden yesterday, and I've got some beautiful ones in the back garden there. And I actually didn't think they were going to last that wind last night. But they have. And normally each year I put them on bamboo sticks to give them a bit of extra strength. Because it's so sad with peonies, you know, they do such a beautiful flower, but the head's so big that it bends on the stem and they end up drooping over. So let's get this. So all we're going to do is we're just going to cream puff these together. So you've got those big cream puffs.
Maria.
You've not seen that before, Maria?
No.
Have you not seen them? They're amazing. Then you just dribble some sauce over them. God, crikey. What's happened to you, Maria? Hey? Did you see her face then? She like that? Was that one yours after?
Yeah.
So these are those big cream puffs. Do you remember you used to buy these and they have like, used to have jam in them, didn't they? So just put them there. That one there. And then we're going to get our cake out. Let's just move that. So we could do this with these as well. Could do a few of these. And put those together. So that's quite nice, a little decoration. Let's just turn that round. Nice little decoration there. This one. Decoration there, and then you could put these together if you wanted to. And then just do a little display of those with your nice fresh cream meringues. So I hope you like those. Do you like those, everybody?
Yeah, lots of people liking them.
Yeah, they're good. And I did do some strawberry ones earlier, but these have got no leaves on. So there we go. A few of those little baby ones. Just put those on our plate. Yeah. That's our little dessert plate. That's what the girls are having after. Maria's overjoyed. Right, let's just get those over there. Let's get our cake together. first of all with this, I'm just going to luster spray it, which you saw the other day. So I'm just going to give this a little coating. So let me pull it down a minute so that it's not going all over the camera. Right, now this should be smoother, it's a rough coat, okay? We're doing rustic here. We're just putting this gold coat on. If you put as much of this on as you like, really. We're just going to really go for it on there. So those layers are done. Yeah. Smells gorgeous, this stuff. And then I just need a very small palette knife, Laura.
That's all enough.
Yeah, please, that'll do. I don't know which camera we're on. Which one are we on? This one? This one? Right, okay, so we're on there. Never know who to look at, actually. So all we're going to do now is we're just going to get some of our little... I'm going to have to buttercream these on for a second. So I'm just going to, just a tiny bit of buttercream on. You don't need much on your palette knife, really, just a little bit. Just going to put these on here, around the purple. Now, some of you are going to be perfectionists and want every one of your meringue kiss exactly the same size. I don't work like that. I go with what we've got. Just bear with me. Which camera are you on, Laura?
The main front one.
This one? Or can we have it over here so that they can see it? I'll pull together this in a bit, guys. Is it looking good? I can't actually see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm actually just winging this. I don't actually know what I'm doing, to be fair. I'm just sticking them on. Can you see where you are, Laura?
Yeah.
So it do look better if you try and get all your meringues sort of the same size, but I'm not very good at piping them myself, so I'm going to give you the idea what to do. All of you who are better at piping than me can do a much better job, but this just gives you an idea. Just have a look what that's looking like. Is that coming together okay? I'm gonna. Does he look alright there?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah. Just keep going around here. So you'll notice that this is the fresh cream I'm now using on here. So when using a fresh cream cake, you do need to eat it the same day or put it in the fridge and have it the next day, but it doesn't last for very long. But I just think the fresh cream is nice with the meringues. So we've got buttercream on the cake, fresh cream on the meringues. So any of you go to the cake shows, Adele, who lots of you know, was meant to be in the kitchen today, and I don't know where she disappeared to, but she said I'll be here nice and early. She didn't turn up. So all missed out on seeing Adele today, because a lot of you like being served by Adele at the cake shows. She's the dark-haired girl, small one, but she's been with me from day one. So just turn out there. Now, are you going to the cake shows? We're at Cake and Bake in October, and we hope to be at Cake International. We wasn't going to go to Cake International, but we've changed our mind. I think we should be there, really. Right, okay, so a little bit more of this. And there you go. I think, will that do there? What do you think? Is that looking okay?
Lovely, yeah.
We'll just put another one round here. I think we'll just stick another one there. So there you go. That's our meringue cake. Hope you like it. Can you see that well enough? Can you?
I'm just going to move it. I'm just going to move the camera.
Yep. There. Move that out of the way. Don't feel there's any interaction in this kitchen today, girls. Hey, what's happening?
Concentrating.
No one's talking. You know that I'm full gas bag all the time. I need communication. So, right, okay. So I don't know if anybody likes it, not like it. What do you think? Just
lots of likes. It's lovely.
Are you being
fab.
sarcastic,
No,
Laura?
looks fab. Wow.
Now she'll get in trouble now for being sarcastic.
All the different sizes give it a great look, Gillian Sansom says.
Right, good. Good, good, good. So let's put all those on there. Let's get all those on there. I don't think the ones in the oven will be ready yet, but we'll have a look. Let's move that out of the way. Right, okay. So there we go. So let's just put all these on here. Let's do a few little, so you can see what we've got going on over here.
Lucy's saying everyone's mesmerised.
Pardon?
Lucy Foot said everyone's mesmerised.
Don't be sticking up for Laura because she's not communicating in the kitchen.
I'm concentrating on the camera angles.
Eh? Do you know what these are lovely for? Okay, these, put these on your plate, put some little fresh fruits, you know, like your fruits of the forest on your plate, put those on, and then do a drizzle of fresh fruit over it. Strawberry, raspberry, whatever you like, they're lovely. They look really nice. And there we go. Right, and then I also did some cream ones of the roses as well. I didn't use any of the yellows, so is enough on there? I think less is more, isn't it? So we've got loads of goodies on there, guys. And let me just see how the oven is doing now, so we can see. So we're not there yet. Right, so the ones in the oven are not ready yet, so you leave them in the oven for 45 minutes to an hour, okay? Check them, they should just lift off the parchment paper. If they lift off the parchment paper easily, then they're ready, okay? If they're still sticking, just leave them a little bit longer. And then what you do is you turn the oven off, you open the door. Now, if your door hasn't got a spring on it, now these doors they've got a spring on, so I know I can just open the door and leave it about that much, and then turn the oven off, and the warm heat in the oven will just finish them off. If yours doesn't, then maybe put like a wooden spoon from the door to there to hold it, to stop it pinging back. But find a way to just leave your door slightly ajar. And that's it, actually. Hope you've enjoyed meringue kisses today. They are easy. It's the easiest way I could show you how to make them. There's loads of other ways of making them, and you just need to find your own way of doing things. And if you remember, I'm all about showing you how to make things easily done. So if we just recap, the recipe is very, very simple. If you want to make a small amount, it's 2 large eggs. You beat it in the mixer until it's stiff. 100 grams of flavoured icing sugar of choice. We've used Vanilla Latte today. So 100 grams of flavoured icing sugar, and you spoon in the icing sugar 1 teaspoon at a time until fully incorporated. Once it's incorporated, you then beat for 5 to 10 minutes. So it's nice, smooth, shiny and glossy. I do feel that I beat mine. These are a lot smoother. Look, you can see how lovely and smooth these are. The ones that I did this morning. In that camera?
I got it.
Pardon? So these were a lot smoother than the ones I've done live. So I think I've overbeat them on the live one. I think I've not counted me 10 minutes. I did give these a full 10 minutes, but maybe I've given them just a little bit too long. So then we've done some fresh cream, and we've jammed a few of them together. So we've got these nice big puffs that Maria's got her eye on. Look at her face, I tell you, if you could see her. Come round here, Maria, just show them. She's never seen these before. When I put them together, honestly, Laura will tell you, her eyes popped out their head, didn't it, Laura? It was such a funny expression. Is that yours, baby girl? They are. Isn't that nice? Eh? That's Maria's. The fresh cream in. How lovely. Right, and Laura and I will go for something a little bit more modest. So I hope you've enjoyed today's session. And as I say, that was a small recipe, sorry. And but what I've actually made is a larger recipe, which was 6 egg whites and 300 grams of flavoured icing sugar. So you're just multiplying it up all the time if you want bigger and bigger mixes. Parchment paper to put them on. I've told you about the classes. Please do consider the classes. You know, those teachers out there have learned some amazing skills, and they want to share them with you, and they can only do that by charging, unfortunately. But when you go to the classes, you do learn a hell of a lot, loads of tips. And don't think you can't learn, you can learn. I'm taking a friend with me in July to the Queen of Hearts class, and she goes, do you think I'll be good enough? Of course you will be. You come away there knowing how to do things. And Maria is bouncing around. What are you trying to say to me?
What are we going to do next Monday?
Oh, what we're going to do next Monday? I did see what we were going to do next Monday. What is it?
Cup and sauce with
Oh yes, I'm going to make a cup and saucer. So, never made one of them either. But anyhow, so Maria and I were putting our diary together of what we were going to do. So I'm going to make a cup and saucer out of modelling paste. It will be the flour modelling paste that we're going to use, and we're going to paint it as well. So I am going to practice on Sunday on how to make one and bring various stages in, okay? And then next Thursday, are you scoffing that already? Can't believe it, not even finished and she's got a mouth round it. Go on, what is it?
Cherry cupcakes.
Oh yeah, we're making cherry bakewell cupcakes the easy way next week, okay? So we're going to make them the real easy way. And then the Monday after, Karen Davies is back in with us. She has said she's 99% sure it's a definite, but she's got some fabulous new moulds to release, and she's going to release them here on Monday the 25th of June. So you need to make sure that you're here to watch that as well. So I just want to say a big thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Laura and Maria in the kitchen, even though Maria can't say thank you because she's now got a big meringue stuck in her mouth. We didn't just disconnect, it just disappeared. So we'll just come back to say a quick bye-bye for you to show you exactly what we've made. So this is our meringue kisses And we've just used a very simple recipe, okay, to make not only meringue kisses, but to make the little roses and the leaves. You can make anything. If you can pipe flowers, then you can make them with the meringues. It doesn't work with the Russian piping tips. For the Russian piping tips, you need to use Swiss meringue or Italian meringue, because that's a bit thicker, but you can use these anyhow. So hope you enjoy making them. Please make sure you share them on our page, on our community group, just like you did with the ice creams last week. Okay, when the other things come out the oven, I'm going to decorate up this cake just a little bit more, some finishing touches. We'll get some pictures done. And if you wondered what we were doing while we were waiting to get the cameras ready, Laura's been round here as well, and we've been doing this because we can. Are you jealous? They're so good. How many of you had, Laura? Go on, tell them.
2 or 3 or 4 or 5.
They're so good, really. You're going to love them. If they get on the cake, well done, but I don't think they will. Enjoy. I'm going to see you Monday night, where we're going to make a cup and saucer out of sugar, out of flour modelling paste. And I'm going to use the Squire's flour modelling paste and the Renshaw modelling paste and the Saraceno. I'm going to do 3 and we'll see which comes out the best. All right then, see you Monday. Bye-bye.